anyways, I want to thank you guys so much for coming on. And I know that Broken System wanted to come on, so and Sticks too. So it looks like there's a couple no-shows, and I hope they're not mad. I mean, I could only have 10 channels. I was only going by people that confirmed they were coming on. Don't get mad, guys. I love you all. You guys know that.
Hey, sure, man. Anyway,
So,
man. Hell, you're the one to put the thing together. How can we get mad at you?
7 out of 10 is not bad.
Well, we
hey, man. While everybody's in here, shout out to Genghis for that fire-ass intro he made me yesterday.
I need one.
What do you want on it?
Hey, if you guys don't mind, some of the topics I want to talk about today was sentencing days experience. You know, the day you got sentenced, whether it was jail or prison, because you probably never forget that day. And some of you have been sentenced like, 5 different times. But if we could talk about that. And then courtroom experience, how to behave in the courtroom and, stuff like that. And then whatever else you guys want to talk about. And I'll catch up on these comments. I know there's guys in the room. Let me start showing the comments. Wesley, good to see you. These were comments from earlier. But I don't want to miss any comments today, guys. Are you somebody's
Adam said he's in the comments.
Oh, he did show up. Matthew Cox is in the room. All right. Now we're on a whole different level. Matthew Cox is here.
Oh my God.
What's up, Matt? How you doing, man?
There I am.
Head yet, Matt?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, good to see you, man.
Good, buddy.
Hey, somebody else is coming on. I think we got 9 people. It broke life in prison. Zach is in the room.
Yep.
Matt, do you know about life in prison?
No.
Of course you do, but the channel.
All right. Life in prison. What's up, man?
What's going on, gentlemen and ladies?
Well, we got 9 out of 10, and Adam's gonna come back. So guys, I was hoping we could talk about our sentencing day experiences, and some of you have been sentenced more than once. I know that. And if we could talk about courtroom behaviors experience and, how to act in the courtroom, how not to act in the courtroom. Does that sound good to start off with, guys?
Sure.
Yes.
All right. Indeed. So I'll just take it from the top. We'll go with you, Genghis. Talk about your sentencing day memories and maybe some help for people out there that are going to get sentenced.
The first
also talk about you and your channel too. Promote your channels, guys.
The first time I knew I was going to prison, I had to go to prison. It was a statutory issue because on top of everything else, I had escaped and escaped from a bunch of other stuff. I had escaped, and they were just over it, basically. So it wasn't super eventful. It was just a matter of how much what the number was. But one that actually that does stick out in my mind is the final one. And this is the one where I actually told the truth to the judge and was like, yeah, I'm fucked up bad. And you guys should probably help me because I've been locked up for a long time. And if you don't help me, this is going to be it. It's pretty much, you know what I mean? Because it's just, I'm getting too old. And I was basically a career crook. They were looking at me, they were calling me a career crook, right? At 30 years old, they're like, you're fucking done, dude. And I tended to agree, but it was like, could we at least try something? And it was the first time I had ever been honest with the judge. Every time before that, it was just bullshit. I just got up and just told them whatever they wanted to hear. And I went through seven crimes as a juvenile, 7 felonies, and managed to talk my way out of getting through California and through here. I managed to talk my way out of getting any sort of long sentences, just running my mouth bullshit. But whenever, you know what I mean? But whenever I became an adult, they didn't want to hear it. As soon as I turned 18, they were like, nah, dude, your chances are done. I didn't even make it off paper from a juvenile to adult. It was still dealing with juvenile shit as an adult.
You were just on a roll, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. It was a spree, dude. We didn't stop. And so whenever I finally told the truth, they gave me a chance. That's my experience.
Imagine that.
Yep. And
I know in the federal courts, you know, that sentencing day when you talk to the judge, it could make the difference. I mean, if you say the wrong thing, he's going to get mad and give you more time, but it can actually make a difference in a federal court. The state courts, I don't think so much because it's already kind of been predetermined, but I want to hear from the rest of you guys. Maybe I'm wrong.
I was facing 8 to 24 on that, and they gave me 10 and suspended it.
Yeah, I think you're right about the federal thing, Matt. Sean. Sorry, Matt.
Yeah, the judge can go downward spiral, up or down, you know, a little bit. In the state courts, I mean, they're pretty much, they've already bought rounds of drinks for the lawyers and the prosecutor the night before. They kind of, you know, made toast in your name. And I worked at a bar at a golf course once where the lawyers came in, so I've heard their conversations. You know, well, I'll give you 20 if you buy the next round, and your guy there, man, he's going away. Well, you're gonna buy 3 rounds, all right? I'll, you know, they make these, they will and deal. You're just numbers. I just sitting there just shaking my head. It was in my 20s. I was bartender at a golf course, you know, and I wanted to call the cops and say, all these motherfuckers are drunk. I got 3 judges, 4 prosecutors, 8 district attorneys here. Get them all when they leave. I never did it, but man, I mean, if you want to catch a guy for a DUI, go stand out front of a golf course.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Angie, let's hear about your sentencing day experience memories.
Well, it took 3.5 to 4 years for me to even get to that point. I had never been in trouble before, and it was just a waiting game for me. So sentencing day came, and it was during COVID. I knew I was looking at 30 months. And sentencing day came, I was on Zoom, and I had the Chief Justice of Eastern District in California, Kimberly Mueller. So she gave me the 30 months that I anticipated. The whole thing was just really surreal for me because I had only had like a parking ticket before or something, you know, and here I went straight to the feds.
They don't care. They don't care when you get to the feds. The judge is looking at you like, so why are you in my courtrooms? You're Mother Teresa, right? You've done all these great things, but here you are guilty. You know,
100%. Yep. So yeah, they gave me 30 months, and I was a self-surrender, but let's see, that was in November of 2020, and I ended up extending my surrender twice. So I ended up going in July of 2021. I thought I would do on the 30 months at least 17 to 19 months. I ended up doing 9 months and 3 weeks. I'm still in custody, technically out on home confinement until October. But in October, I'm off B.O.P. entirely.
Well, here you are, already turning your life around, Angie. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I got out like running because I had a job on day 3 of being out. Like, I just want my life back, you know. I have a really good career in pharmaceutical research. And
so anybody that's tuning in now, everybody here has a prison channel or a channel. They haven't necessarily done prison time, but they've been locked up.
I see you, Jerry.
In a positive way. And we're all here to answer your questions and, you know, give you guys information. Harvey, your sentencing day must have been a big deal because you got 29 years. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, let's see if I can remember that. That was a long time ago.
You don't forget that day.
No, it was in 1988. And they sentenced me to life. I mean, I just felt my life was over, you know. I thought I was done, you know. And in some ways that might have been good because I went into prison with that attitude, you know. My life is over, so, you know, nobody better fuck with me, you know.
Do you remember did you get to talk to the judge right before he sentenced you?
I can't remember exactly what was said. I just remember him bringing the hammer down and saying, I sentence you to life in the Missouri Department of Corrections.
Oh, my God. See, I could never, I sentence you to life. I mean, that's what you see in the movies. How did you feel when you heard those words?
I mean, like I said, I thought it was done. I mean, my heart sank, you know?
Yeah, sure. All right. Mr. Cox, now you got a big sentence too. Do you remember your sentencing day? What happened? Did you talk to the judge or did you let your lawyer talk?
No, I talked. The first time I got sentenced, I got 36 months up to probation, but you know, that didn't really do anything. So
Yeah, that's like, just give me your hand and slap it. I get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So then, like, what, 5-6 years later, you know, then I got back in front of the judge and got sentenced and cried like a small child. Like, you can't believe fucking just, you know, I knew there was nothing I was going to say, you know, but by that point, the sentencing guidelines at that point, they weren't, you know, they weren't like guidelines. They were like, this is what your pre-sentence report says. As you're getting 26 years and 4 months, that's what you're getting. Like, the judge can't really vary. At that time, the judge couldn't vary very much.
Yeah, they do now more, but yeah, I know back then they didn't. Yeah.
All right, so that was it. You know, there was no. I mean, there. You know, I mean, I knew I was done. But yeah, you know, I heard 26 years, and you know, that was
That's
it.
a long time. That's a long. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
knew
a
there was
long
nothing
time.
there's nothing you could say anyway. There was nothing I could say. I mean, my lawyer made a bunch of arguments. She lost every single one of them.
sure.
You know, but when I walked in, I thought I was going to end up with like 12 or 13 years because she had me convinced she was going to win all the arguments.
That's
And-
part of their hustle, you know, these lawyers.
Right.
Well, I mean,
Was she
didn't have-
paid?
Bro, I'm so fucking guilty. Like, yeah, I didn't give her anything to fucking work with.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like I can't blame her for me putting myself in this position and expecting her to fucking fix it for me. I was like,
Yeah,
Right.
the Matt, the only man that steals houses. That's almost impossible. That's
Yeah.
Hey, you learn a lot from watching Matt, man. He's got
yeah,
well, I appreciate it. But
definitely, man.
I was yeah. So I, you know, there was nothing she could do. I didn't give her a choice. You know, she made, look, honestly, that public defender has answered my answered my phone calls almost every time I've ever called her ever since.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, she, you know, most everybody's, oh, their public defender sucks. You know, well, I don't know what she was supposed to do. And she's always answered my phones. Like, listen, I was on probably 5 or 6 months ago. She sent me an email, and we emailed each other back and forth for a couple of days. I mean, she's been solid. She put in motions for me. She's been good for me. You know, so it wasn't her fault anyways. It was my fault. It was the prosecutor's fault. I don't think I deserve 26 years, but you don't get to make that determination.
Right.
That's not your
Man,
job.
when did you have this spiritual awakening that you deserved everything you got? Because you probably didn't feel like that before you got sentenced.
I'm going to comment on spiritual awakening. There was no spiritual.
Well, I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah. I mean, bro, I mean, I went to prison, and, you know, I got there and bitched and moaned for 3 fucking years, and somebody took me aside and said, stop fucking bitching, bro. Like, you're here for the long haul. Make the fucking best of it. That's just the way it is. Suck it up, you know. And so I just realized, he's like, you're just making yourself more miserable. And I knew that was fucking true. So, you know,
Yeah.
I just started reading, and then I figured I had to do something. So I started writing other people's stories. I wrote my story, you know, and I had the time to figure out how to write, how to read books on how to write, how to.
You had the time, all right.
Yeah. So, you know, you teach yourself something, and it gave me a purpose. I didn't want to learn how to play softball. I didn't want to learn how to run a restaurant or.
No, man. You end up publishing books and whatnot. You know, what better time could you have made than that? You know.
Yeah. I mean, it was, you know, and I like doing it. I enjoy doing it. I like doing the research. I like ordering Freedom of Information Acts. I like the guys telling me, like, they didn't know how they got arrested. Like, what do you mean you didn't know how? I don't know. They arrested me. You know, how'd they get to you? Oh, I don't know. I just pled guilty. They got me with the fucking crack. I mean, and a gun. What was I going to do? And then I order all their documents, and 4 weeks later, I walk in and I go, do you know a guy named Pookie? Okay, well, Pookie got arrested robbing a fucking 7-Eleven, and he did this, and this is what happened, and that's how they got to you. And they're like, holy shit. Like,
Oh,
you know,
wow.
it was
There's a story
fun.
there. Yeah.
It was fun. It was exciting, and it gave me a purpose. And just about the time I decided I really didn't give a shit about whether or not I was going to really get out of prison or not. I was okay if I had to stay. That's when fucking suddenly I got my sentence cut.
Oh,
You know?
kind of like you acceptance, and then
Then everything
accepted
started
it.
going good. I started writing stories. I started enjoying. I started bitching and moaning, and everything changed. And I just figured, if I kept that attitude on the outside, then maybe things would start turning my way instead of fucking thinking everything was everybody else's fault. You know, what is that guy's name? Shit. Oh, Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, he's fucking amazing. Like, the moment you start taking responsibility for every bad thing that happens to you in your life, it's just like it's absolutely 100% freeing.
Hey, he spits pure facts, man. Jordan Peterson does. He can sit and argue somebody down to the ground.
Yeah.
That man
he's
has
amazing.
actually been a big part of my recovery, honestly. I found him in like 2016 whenever I was just coming out of rehab. I had been in rehab for like 3 years when I found Jordan Peterson. The man is amazing. Yeah.
You know, I actually went out of my way and contacted every single person that cooperated on me and apologized to them. Every single one of them. Told them I'm sorry. I was sorry for putting them in that position. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had money. I was manipulative. I knew what I had. I knew I could get over on them. I knew I could manipulate them to get in that position and help me. And so I apologized to every single one of them. Listen, some of them, I have one guy that just hates my guts because he was questioned by the FBI. He made almost $1 million, but the FBI questioned him, so he hates me. But he was part of the whole fraud. He never went to jail, never got charged. He hates my guts. But I did.
Damn, you should hate him.
Huh?
I said you should hate him. He was in on it and never got in trouble.
No,
you know, I had a fiance at the time I got indicted, and they ended up giving her 29 months, but she wore a wire. Came over my house one time and, you know, tried to get me for other things. And but they already had everything they needed against me. But I apologized to her later, because if she had never met me, she would have never been in this mess. When I met, you know, I was doing my tax fraud scams and all that, and I brought her on board and taught her all these, you know, ways to make money from the government. And I felt guilty, and she turned on me, but I forgave her because she never met me. I ruined her life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I can see that. I mean, to me, that's the right attitude to have. That's the only thing that gets you through the day, or gets me through the day.
Yeah, I hear you. Let's hear from who hasn't. I know there's a few of you. Life in prison, Zach. Want to talk about your sentencing experiences? I don't know if you've been sentenced more than once, but not like Big Weeby. I think he's got us all beat on days of sentencing. But Zach, it's your turn.
I kind of got sentenced twice. So in West Virginia, since I was a first-time felon, I had a bunch of misdemeanors, but I'd never been to prison yet. So whenever I went there, like, okay, well, we've given you all these chances in the past, so you're going to take these felonies. So at first they sent me to this place called the Anthony Center. It's out in Greenbrier County. It's for ages 18 to 25. It's male and female. It's kind of like, it's a DOC prison, but it's kind of like a beginner DOC. So if you're in your early 20s, never really gotten in trouble, it's kind of like, okay, you're going to take this felony, but we're not going to send you to real prison, right?
Zach, I had a cousin there too.
Yeah, it's a setup. So it's like, it's an 18-month long program. And then after you get out, you still have 5 years of probation type stuff. It's impossible. My sentence was 10 years. So 1 to 10, it was an escape, entering without breaking, and grand larceny all ran together. So
Did they come hard on you for escapes?
Yeah, man, they didn't like that.
It's a real issue.
Yeah, it's a real issue.
What's wrong with these guys?
Yeah, I was handcuffed inside the police station, slipped out my cuff, out the room, out the building, ran through a group of cops, dipped off. I mean, they were looking for me for 2 weeks. Like, for that night, they were all out that night. But yeah, they did not like that at all. So, you know, for sentencing, it was I was always a flight risk. So I was always going to be behind, closed two fences
So
pretty
you
much.
had to go to the high levels, right?
Yeah. So I got to the Anthony Center. I messed that up, right? So I went back in front of the judge, and he was like, I just gave you a chance. What are you doing? I was like,
Yeah,
look, man,
right.
that I'm not with that. Like, I'd rather be up there. So they end up sending me to Huttonsville. So in West Virginia, for state wise, you've got Mount Olive is like top, and then it goes Huttonsville, and they sent me there first. Got a bunch of trouble, and court wasn't too bad, just because I had the victim, I guess you could say the victim, the person I ended up robbing, he came to court on my behalf.
That's what the prosecutor calls them.
Yeah. So the person I ended up robbing, he came to court on my behalf and testified, saying, Zach, this and that, blah, blah, blah. He messed up, give him a chance, blah, blah, blah. So at the end of the day, court, it wasn't bad. I wouldn't fry it or anything. They were just like, all right, well, you've been getting slaps on the wrist, so you're going to take these felonies. And, since being out, the only thing I can do is keep going forward, because that life is not getting anybody anywhere. I can promise you that. And with my channel, as some of you may know, some of you don't know, I've been out for I got out in 2016, July 2016. Got out, went and got my medical degree. Now I work in urgent care. So on my channel, what I do is talk about my past prison experiences, going through these, maximum security prisons, because I am involved in an organization, still am. So yeah, I went down a wrong path, but I do interviews with these individuals that's still in prison, because they got the video tablets and stuff, so they can video chat with us. So I have these people that sell drugs, or people that are doing life sentences, explain their stories to hopefully, try to keep people from going down the route, because a lot of these dudes
try to help them while they're inside, because that's when you can make those decisions to turn your life around. Don't wait till you get out of prison. That's probably not going to happen if you wait till then.
Technically, you're helping two people, because you got the individuals that are willing to watch the video after I put it on YouTube. But then again, it's very therapeutic for the inmates to not only just sit there, but to get everything off their chest. Because some of these dudes, honestly, that I talked to, some of these guys are serving life sentences. So some of their families cut them off because of the crimes that they've committed. Because, you're killing somebody, it's a heinous crime. So some of the families cut them off. Well, they've went through their own thing, and now they've gone down this other path. So by me just talking to them and putting their story out there, plus honestly, I shoot them, $20-$30 every time they get on camera too. So it helps them out in more ways than once. So,
Good deal.
With many in my head, I'm like, with a lot of dudes still in prison that I know, I mean, there's multiple stories. And since some of these dudes are never getting out, it's a lifelong worth of stories. It's always going to be different, because there's thousands of inmates that I know.
Yeah, families write you off. You guys remember Scott Peterson, right? The serial killed his wife and the
in California.
Yeah, so I lived in Tuolumne County, and I was at a restaurant. His mother-in-law came to give me a flyer to put up on our restaurant, and she had already written him off, and his family and everything. I mean, I don't think that guy's going to ever get reformed, but families write you off, man, especially if you're doing a long-term sentence or life sentence. Yeah, they'll write you off. My father wrote me off while I was in prison.
Oh yeah,
he wrote me off when he found out I got indicted. But,
yeah, my parents.
That's another story, because he beat me like a pulp growing up, and it's a long story. You can watch the video, but
God,
yeah,
damn. Yeah, my parents they wrote me off, but
yeah,
they messed with me, because at first, because I was adopted, so my parents are in their 70s, older white couple, right? So no one in my family had ever been in trouble, never got locked up, none of that stuff. I mean, I went to private school pretty much my whole life. Like that lifestyle was not what I was brought up around. So, but when you shelter people, and I eventually got out, at first they're like, we're not messing with you, but then they started, they send me $30-$40 a month. Obviously I had to hustle what I had to inside to get what I wanted, but I felt like I'm glad. I mean, I only did 5 years straight, but I'm glad I went, to be honest with you, because I have a completely different mindset than when I did before going in. I mean, I'm only
You sure
33.
do,
But
Zach. You do your videos at work, I noticed. In you know, I can see the background that you're working in a hospital. And man, that just I love that. That here's a felon shooting a video from a hospital, you know, and here look at me. I'm in the medical field. I've turned my life around. I mean, you know, and
It's-
Zach, I just love your videos, man.
I think it's funny, to be honest with you. Like, I do love helping people because I am the definition of the stereotype. Okay, I'm black. I'm in a gang. I'm a felon. I have tattoos everywhere. So when I call individuals back at the urgent care, or if I'm working at the hospital, either or, as a medical assistant, whenever I call them back to either take their vials, to give them COVID tests, to either give them the splint, whatever it may be, right? The looks on their faces, they're not sure how to take me at first. When I call them back, the first thing that goes through their head is they just see this black dude in scrubs tatted out. So they're like,
Yeah, I mean, they're just now getting used to Doogie Howser, and then they see you.
Yeah, exactly. So, but when I start, taking their care and stuff like that, they're like, wow. I mean, some people know my past, to be honest with you, that I've been to prison. They would have never guessed it, to be honest with you, unless I would have said something. But at the end of the day, it's not a weakness. It's definitely a strength because I've been to the bottom and had to dig my way back out. So I know what the other side's like, and I'm cool without going back.
Hey, Zach, let me ask you, have you done any other live videos like you're doing now? Because you kind of just are on your own, right?
Yeah, I've done an interview with Lockdown 23-1. I did an interview with him.
Okay, I got to hear about this. He won't
2
respond
months
to
ago.
any comments. He's too big, and he's bigger than you, Matt.
He's definitely big, man. You know what I did? I just like with everybody else, each person that pretty much that's in here that I haven't really got to know, every time a video's out, I'm, algorithms anonymous, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the comments, hitting the likes, and that's what I was doing. I was in his shit. Like Instagram, I'm in his shit. And I didn't even have 1,000 subscribers yet. Like, honestly, that video that I did with him got me over that 1,000 subscriber mark. So, but Harvey, to be honest with you, Harvey was the first dude with numbers that kind of messed with him, to be honest with you. That when I first came out on YouTube, I was in Harvey's shit, man. And
Harvey, you're the grandfather of all this, Harvey.
Yeah, I still got the bracelet, my guy. You already know. Yeah, man. So what is it? It's networking.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump off. Let Sticks jump in here.
Are you going to come back? Are you going to come back? Because we haven't heard your story.
Drop the link so Sticks can come on.
Okay.
All right.
And then let's hear from Sea Dog. We haven't heard from you.
All right. Well,
first of all, sentencing experiences and memories.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you. First of all, my channel is the Sea Dog and Cooper Show podcast. You know what I mean?
That's right.
If you haven't checked it out, subscribe. But my sentencing experience, my last one was I was in the feds, right? And I got busted for illegal entry, going back to the U.S. illegally. And the way I got busted, I crossed through the water, though. I was swimming across the border, right? I actually jumped in the water. I swam around to the U.S. side, right here where I live at. I swam across, and it just happened to be that I got busted. Yeah. Yeah, I went back swimming, right? And I got busted. And when I got busted, but one of the reasons why I went back, because my son, he was ill. He was sick, right? He was on his last breath, okay? So that's one of the reasons why I went back. So when I get busted, I go over there, and then they didn't want to give me a deal. They wanted to give me I think they wanted to give me like 4 or 5 years, right? And I told them, no, I'm not taking a deal. I told them I want to go to trial. So I told my lawyer to take me to trial. Yeah, I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, that's
I don't care.
Thing to do.
Now I already knew. I knew what I was into, though. I knew that if I lost, I was gonna get the max was 10 years. I knew what to expect. So I wasn't even the problem, right? I wasn't gonna let them do what they were gonna do to me. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna ride this one out. I started going to the law library and all that, right? Every day. And my lawyer got it. And you know what? To be honest with you, my lawyer, he found a mistake in the paperwork. So that day when they deported me.
Wait a second. Sticks is trying to come in, but it says you got to connect your microphone, Sticks. Sorry, go on, Sea-Dog.
Yeah, so the thing is that where was I at with this?
He don't have to have a microphone. I'm sorry.
It won't let me in. It says you got to. It says they will need to connect their microcam before you can add them to the stream.
Yeah, no, you have to. Yeah, you can't just sit. It's gonna tell you what to do, but check this out. So I was going to the law library every day, and then one day my lawyer comes over and he tells me, "Look, check this out. Your sizes. Why my sizes for my clothes, right? Because I guess we were gonna go to trial." And then that same week he came back with a deal. He came back with 2 years. You know, he came back with a 2-year deal, right? But he had found a mistake in the when they deported me. They said that they had deported me twice that day, which of course, how are they going to deport me twice, right? But they offered me 2 years, so I took the 2 years, right?
Yeah, I would take that. I would take that.
Yeah, so when I went to sentencing, the lawyer, no, the judge he was like, "Hey, well, what happened? I thought you guys were going to go to trial, right?" And then the prosecutor was like, "Nah, you know what? I just decided to go ahead and give him this deal, right?" So then when I told my lawyer, I'm gonna take a deal, but I want an immediate sentencing, right? So that day when I took the deal, they sentenced me too. You know what I mean? So when I'm in front of the judge, the judge is asking my lawyer, because I didn't get a you know how they do one of those probation reports?
Yeah, PSR. Yeah.
Yeah, I waived all that. You know, you can waive that, right? You can waive that probation report, right? There's certain things that you can waive if you know what's going on, right, in the system. So I told him, you know what? I want to waive the probation report. I want to waive this, and I want to waive that. And then so the judge is asking asking the prosecutor, "Hey, what's his record? You know, let me know what's on his record." So he starts giving him my background, and he's like, "You know what? If it was up to me, I would give you 70-something months." You know what I mean? He was an asshole, and he wow. But he had to go with the lawyer with what I signed with the deal was 2 years, right? So and then I told him this. I told him, "Look, I brought paperwork that my son was on his last breath. He was dying. You know what I mean? My son was actually dying. He was in the hospital, right?" So that's why one of the reasons why I tried to get across the border to go see my son. So I showed him all the paperwork. It was legit. It's true. And he seen all that. He said, "You know what? I'm gonna give you 2 years. The probation, my probation violation, they ran it concurrent, and they gave me 2 years, and I got out of there, man. That was my last experience. That was a good one, though. You know?
Nice.
Yeah, 2 years is a good one. It is a good one. All right, let's hear from Big Steve. Because what 27 times you've been sentenced, Big Steve, to county jails? I don't know.
Yes. Okay, so you all pretty much probably know how county jail works in the judicial system. Half the time you see a judge, half the time you don't. You know, half the time or 3/4 of the time you're going in a little side office with your public defender or your lawyer, whatever it is, and they do the plea, and you never even have to see the judge, right? The times that I have had to go in front of the judge, especially here where I live at,
did you get the same judge every time, or did they remember you?
They remember me, man. My family name and my family is not very it's not very like
they're very well known.
Yeah, amongst the judicial system.
They do not like them.
But okay, I'll tell you what, the worst judge I had to go in front of was in Tazewell, Virginia.
How many states are we talking about, Big Weeby?
4 altogether.
Wow, you get around, don't you?
Yeah, man, I'm a vagabond. I'm surprised I didn't go to jail in Georgia last time I was there. Shout out to my cousin Jerry, he's in the chat. anyway, the judge in Tazewell, Virginia, he was you could tell he was either military or an ex-state trooper. You didn't even have to ask. You didn't have to. There was no question. You could look at him and tell, right? He was the harshest at all, completely. And I made the mistake by wearing cargo shorts in his courtroom. You know what I mean?
I wanted to get into that, guys, on the next subject. Your courtroom, appearance and all that stuff. Yeah. So how did you dress that day again? Cargo
I went in
shorts?
with a polo shirt and cargo shorts, right? He said, Mr. Fry, he said, turn around and go outside and wait. We'll call you when we need you. So I was like, yeah, I'm fucked. And
Respect, man. Shirt and tie, guys. Shirt and tie.
Nah, man, it just wasn't happening, bro. I went in there with a polo. But you should have seen the rest of the bastards that was in there. I looked like shit, I looked like I was
the best dressed out of
I was dressed in the nines, man, except I didn't have no holy ass jeans on like everybody else. But
it's kind of an important day, guys,
but honestly, go ahead.
No, you're about to find out your destiny in life, and you show up in cargo pants.
Well, it wasn't my destiny in life. It was my destiny for the next couple months, really. But which I still, I should have put on a pair of khakis or something. But this fool didn't like me at all. He
You think?
I had to go in front of him 3 or 4 times because for one, I ended up getting sentenced to weekends. And the second weekend that I showed up on the first weekend, did my thing. Second weekend I showed up. I didn't show up. I called and said, look, man, I really don't have a ride to Tazewell, Virginia right now. So y'all going to have to just come and get my ass, right? Well, about 3 or 4 days. 3 or 4 days later, there were 3 U.S. Marshals, 2 county guys, and 2 state troopers beating at my door. And the door was locked. They didn't kick it in, do no crazy shit like that. I hollered and said, yo, because I was a bouncer at the time and I hadn't been asleep but a few hours. I was like, yo, just let me get my clothes on. But I was in there packing up, man. I was packing Xanax in my belly button. I had lighters under my titties. I had lighters under my titties. Yeah, a couple of packs of Marlboros under my belly.
How much belly did you have?
And a little bit of tobacco. You know where it goes.
A lot of packing, man.
Look, but see, here's the thing. There ain't none of them guards wanted
to up your ass. This is all in your belly.
Well, yeah, and under my balls. But it made for a nice stay though. And I had Suboxone wrapped up in into a wad that was no bigger than nothing, like 14 of them.
Fuck, I wish I was your celly. Shit.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you what, being fat is not completely disadvantaged sometimes.
I guess so.
Yeah, because when they go in to change you out or send you in, them guys didn't want to go in and look at
your flap. Yeah.
They didn't want to go in and look at my fat ass naked. You know what I mean? They're like, here, man, go put these clothes on. Shit, hurry up. So I'm in there swallowing pills, shoving pills. Like I said, I made sure I had 2 Bics on one under each titty. About 30 Xanax in my belly button. The 2 packs of Marlboros I had under my belly.
Were they hard pack or soft pack?
I fucking love this, man. I fucking love this.
Holy cow.
So then check this out. Everybody's like, oh man, you're not going to make it through that x-ray machine. I said, watch the fat kid go to work, man. And the exercise machine, not exercise, fuck. Anyway, the x-ray machine.
Don't say exercise right now when you got all that flap.
But the x-ray machine, you have to stand on it, and it goes back and forth and back and forth. X-ray. Well,
you broke it, right?
Huh?
You broke the machine? What
No, I didn't break the machine. Hey, Sean, me and you's gonna have it over these fat jokes here in a minute,
I'm sorry,
buddy.
I'm sorry. I got shut up, man.
It's all right.
Sorry.
Okay.
You're setting yourself
but
up. I don't mean it.
but no, they're funny. Anyway, I was on this machine, so it goes back and forth and it scans you. Well, they did it 2 or 3 times and they couldn't get a clear scan. But what I was doing the whole time, because you're supposed to be dead still while you're holding onto this bar. Well, I'm holding onto this bar and I'm sitting there shaking the whole time, just making it to where I'm blurry looking. You know what I mean?
That's smart.
And
That's smart.
they said, go on, man. We're tired of fucking with you. You know what I mean? I usually aggravate people out of shit, get my way out of like, you know what I mean? I drive them crazy with kind of bullshit like that to get out. And boy, when I hit that pod though, man, I was the man of the hour.
Yeah, I bet. Hey, I
Shit.
just got to ask
you
you,
were the man
the
of
2
the
big
hour.
lighters underneath your titties, did you
Yes.
use glue or was it just a sweat?
Nah,
that
bro,
held
my
on there?
titties are big enough just to hold the motherfuckers.
But how did they stick? I mean, the sweat held.
They
hold
just
them, or-
stick, bro. They just you put something. If you put flat plastic to skin, and you got a titty holding the top and a piece of belly holding the bottom, it ain't going nowhere. I could have ran laps with that shit.
Have you never
I'm
seen
gonna
titties,
believe you.
Sean? Have you never seen titties?
I don't want to say
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Where the hell? When's the
you
last
don't
time?
know what how titties
Sean, go lift up one of your titties and put a bic under it real quick.
No, female titties are the same. Females keep stuff under their titties.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can put one under mine.
Let me see.
See, dog, you ain't got enough damn meat. You ain't got enough meat on you, bro.
I've seen someone that
Works,
taking a
dog.
gun in a jail like that. You know what I mean? They were
I
bigger.
coulda got
it was a
one
bigger
in, man.
individual. They took a gun and
Yeah, fuck. Don't tell me. I'm using my shit to every bit of advantage I could, man. I rolled up in
Now, if it
Suboxone and
falls
stuck it in
down,
my
I don't
damn
know.
ear.
God.
Yeah, man.
Boxing was a West Virginia jail system. They love them motherfuckers.
Oh man, they was $50 for a quarter here where I was at. So
Oh yeah.
I had
It's
14 when I went in.
That's what you
14.
charge
I'm
you
not
for
even-
life.
not even
You're
gonna go
damn
there.
near
Yeah,
profitable.
14. I don't even want to. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, how about let's hear from Australian prison stories, Adam. Tell us what it's like when you get sentenced in Australia. Let's kind of take a little side trip here.
Oh yeah.
Well, the first time I got sentenced was in the mid-90s, and I was 18 years old. It was for armed robbery. I was looking at 15 years on the top with a non-parole period of 12 years, which means
Adam, man, I got to cut you off for a second. Excuse me, everybody on the panel. I got a little emergency. I have to leave.
Oh no.
Okay. I appreciate everybody being on here. Glad I got to tell a little bit of my story. Sorry, Adam, I didn't mean to cut you off, man. I just had to tell everybody I was going. I didn't want to bounce. Okay.
All right, bro. Take care.
Okay.
All right, big.
All right.
We'll get somebody else on here.
Yeah,
thank you,
man.
though, for coming on, man.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry, guys.
Maybe Sticks could come
All
back.
right, man.
You want to give it a
Yeah.
try again, Sticks?
Yeah, and Sticks, man. I'm gonna go live here in about an hour, so come and join me, bro.
Right.
I'll figure it out.
You will.
See you guys.
Yes, sir.
Pray
Be
for me.
safe. All right. Yes, sir. I will.
All right, Adam. Tell us about Australia and sentencing there. How those courts work out.
Well, like I was saying before, I got busted. My first charge as an adult was armed robbery when I was 18 years old. And they wanted to give me 15 years on top with a non-parole period of 12 years, which means if I took that, I would have done 8 years, and then I would have got out on parole. But I said, no, you can stick that where the sun doesn't shine. That's not happening. And I sat down with my lawyer and the prosecutor, and they was trying to, say, oh, what about rehabs? What about this? What about that? And I said, no, there's no point sending me to rehab. I'm not going to rehab because, to be honest, I'm not going to stay there. I'm going to take off. So that's, there's no point in that. You know what I mean? And so so we weren't getting anywhere. We weren't getting anywhere with the prosecutor, so we left and went back in the courtroom. And the magistrate asked me in my big mouth. He asked me, "Have I got anything to say before he hands down sentencing?" And my response to him was, "Listen, you fucking bitch. Do whatever you want to do. I don't give a fuck." And because I said that to the magistrate and he didn't like it, you know, and
Was there a chance he was gonna like it?
yeah, well, yeah, I'm too straightforward sometimes. That's just who I am, like, you know. And
Clearly.
It's a cultural thing. That's a cultural thing. Yeah?
I called him a fucking bitch, and I called him, you know, I was letting him know how I felt about him, and you know, he gave me. It's pretty funny now. I can laugh about it now. It's fucking hilarious. But you know, he ended up giving me 6.5 years on the top with 4.5 years on the bottom. And he says, if you didn't say to me what you said, you would have got 3 years. And I said, bitch, whatever.
See, now that was my that was my whole point. How you can actually piss off the judge at sentencing day. I didn't think none of you guys did that, but Adam, wow.
No.
Well, that's nothing. Like one day I even took my shoe off and I threw it at the magistrate, my shoe one day. Because he was pissing me off.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I mean, the guy's going to give me some time in prison. I'm not going to be happy.
Fucking asshole.
God.
Motherfucker.
You know, but I said to the magistrate, I said, you think that locking me up, sending me to prison, you think that worries me? No, it doesn't. You know what I mean? That's my home. That's where I belong. Go ahead. Do your worst.
Wow. Adam, wow, I'm learning about you, Adam. Here I thought, okay, all right.
You know, I mean, but I got out. See, I was already wild before I went in there, right? But I was
really?
Because they threw me in Goulburn, which is the maximum security prison, and it was called the Killing Fields, and it was the most violent prison in Australia at that time. But before that, a prison called Maitland Prison, right? That was the worst prison in Australia, but that closed in 1998, and then when that closed in '98, then Goulburn took over as the worst prison in Australia. You know what I mean? And when I got out, I was a lot worse than what I was when I went in there.
So Adam, you just told everybody the worst thing you could do on sentencing day. I thank you for that. Would you do that today, Adam? Would you be that same person today if you got sentenced?
Hell yeah!
No way. I would be respectful.
That's right.
Oh, because I've learned the hard way.
What changed, Adam? Because the man you described at that courtroom, I don't know if I'd want to be your friend. Today, I want to be your friend. So something changed along the way, Adam. What happened?
I just got tired. I got tired of the life. I got tired of going to prison. I got tired of having to wake up, you know, and having to go out there and do something so I'm not sick. You know what I mean? I got tired. I got tired and I got fed up. And it was also time for me to take responsibility and man up, right? And
that's what I want to hear. Thank you, Adam.
And to get my ass out of there, because, you know, yeah, I had a messed up childhood and shit, but look, at the end of the day, it's me. I'm the one that went out there. You know, I was the one in the streets using heroin, doing crime. You know, it's my fault and my fault only. You know what I mean? And
that's why people are watching your channel now, Adam. All you guys. What Adam just described, guys, that little click in your head where you realize, you know, they used to call me the weasel, guys. I was the weasel. All my friends call me the weasel. They don't call me that anymore. They actually don't call me, but
you know, and that's
you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I had that change, that psychic change going on.
You were a weasel.
I was the weasel.
Little weasel.
Hey,
And
you know
not
what,
only
like,
was I,
when I go over
not-
my friend's house, their porch light would go out, the windows would shut. I would bang on the door, and I'm all like, I got $20 worth of crack, let me in, and they're jonesing for it, but they won't let me in. They're like, well, we want it really bad, but not from you. You know, I would
Hey, everybody. I'm going to have to
and when I
leave.
say
Everybody.
taking, are you going, Harvey? See you, Harvey. I'll see you soon,
Yeah.
bro.
Been good talking to
all
y'all.
right, Harvey, thank you.
Yeah.
And-
All right,
no
Harvey.
problem.
Thank you, man. Be safe. God bless.
Yep. You too.
Where did Angie left too? Oh, I was gonna talk
And
about
when I
her
say
next.
taking responsibility for my actions, because that's what I did. Like, and you know, because everything that I did, it's my fault and my fault only. You know, and you see, I didn't ask for no help, right, to get clean, because I got myself into that mess, and it was up to me and me only, right, to get my ass out of that. And so what I did, I went and rented, right, a 2-bedroom house in the middle of nowhere in the outback, and I locked myself into that house. I hid the key, and I was in there for a few months, and I went cold turkey from heroin. I was sick as a dog. I nearly died, but at the end of the day, going through that pain was worth it.
Oh,
You know what I mean? And this is what I tell people. I hear it all the time. People say to me, oh, it's too hard. I can't do it. I can't get clean. And I said, bullshit. And I said, look, stop making excuses. Stop blaming everyone else. Man up, take responsibility. You know what I mean? And if you want to get clean, you'll do it. But there's no point trying to help someone that doesn't want to help. You know what I mean? It's just a waste of time.
Yeah, Adam, I'd like to say this expression to people. Can you tell me how many psychiatrists it takes to change a light bulb? Anybody know? It don't matter, because the light bulb have to want to change. Get it?
God. Oh my God.
I know. Oh my God.
Hey,
We're cliche, but there's
That's
some
right.
truth
No,
to
you're
that.
right, huh? The light bulb's got to want to change. Yep. You hit it right on the money.
I heard Matt's going, oh my God. But Matt, you changed?
You understand? My girlfriend loves corny jokes, and I despise them. And she's over here just grinning and smiling.
But it's like, see, on my channel, I try to promote positivity, and I always will say in a video, because people say to me, look, it's a waste of time. Why are you trying to get the message out to the youngsters? Because they're not going to watch it. And I said, look, just for the chance that a youngster does see it, that's why I say, look, don't think using drugs, you know what I mean, and going to prison makes you cool, makes you a badass. It doesn't. It makes you look like an idiot. What makes you look cool, right, and what will make people look up to you is you get a good education, stay in school, get a good education, leave school, get a good job, you know what I mean, get married, have a family. And I just tell people all the time, you know what it comes down to? Making smart choices.
Well, I know a lot of women out there like bad boys. So I want to ask you, Matt, does your woman like you because you're a bad boy or because you're now a reformed good guy?
Baby?
It's a loaded question, I know.
What? She doesn't think of me as a bad boy. Listen, she doesn't think of me as a bad boy. Listen, my girlfriend's fucking more man than I am, bro. I mean, she was in the fucking military. She was a hog hunting tour guide for 6 years. I almost lose every fucking wrestling match we have. Like, trust me, it ain't a bad
wrestling
boy,
match.
I promise you that.
You lose on purpose, though.
Wow.
You're losing on purpose.
Trust me.
Yeah, you lose on purpose because you're going to be in the doghouse if you win.
What I don't understand is that I have double her upper body strength. I lift double everything she touches at the gym, and yet I lose almost every wrestling match. It's pathetic.
Do you lose on purpose?
No.
You lose on purpose because you're going to be in the doghouse, don't you, man?
If I could punch her, I could take her. But I can't punch her. I can't do that. I'm on probation. God knows how bad it would go.
Yeah, no, you can't punch her.
Stuff
She's
is
a
something
female. You
different.
can't punch a female.
I know. You know,
Hell no.
what's that joke? How do you tell a woman to shut up? How do you tell a woman with two black eyes to shut up?
You already told her
You already
twice.
told her twice.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what you say.
He's already right.
You say to her, you say, shut up. If you don't shut up, I'm not going to fucking buy you anything.
Yeah. She makes more money than I do.
Like, yeah, well, screw you. I don't need
Matthew,
your
do
money.
you know a
I've got
guy
my own.
named Jordan? He's saying, what's good, Matthew?
Olofsson.
He's always in the comments of other channels, Matt. He's always supporting all of us.
Yeah. I think I recognize the name.
He's a good dude. He's a good dude.
Hey, you guys out there in the audience, you have some questions to ask these guys? I'll put it on the screen and let's get some questions for these guys, people.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I forgot to tell you a good experience of going in front of a judge over here in Mexico, right?
Oh yeah, tell us about that. Because I might
You
go
know
to
what?
Tijuana
Over
one day.
here in Mexico, basically, like if you say you commit a crime or anything, you all you got to do is just pay them. If you know you got the money, you just pay your way out of it, bro. Technically.
I've heard that, Sea-Dog. I've heard that.
No.
Yeah, no, it's true. Like they'll be
heard
like the last time I got busted, I got busted. They raided my house. I had a gun. I had a few illegal stuff that I wasn't supposed to have, and they took me down. I paid them, and they let me go. Yes,
Why do you think El Chapo was on the run for so long? Because he had plenty of that, plenty of cash.
Yeah, exactly. He had all that bread. Yeah, he had all the government in his pocket. He paid him.
Look at Zach laughing. It's all right, Zach. You can laugh at me, brother. I'm used to it.
Genghis, are
People
you
laugh at
going
me all the
away?
time.
Your picture's
What
off
are you
the
talking
screen.
about, Adam?
Genghis, I wanted to hear from you.
I got him. Look, I got him.
And Genghis, I want to know what Genghis stands for.
Where's
I know what
Stick?
gang stands for. I know what ish stands for. I know about
You coming on,
oyster. I know
Stick?
about sauce. But can you put it all together for us?
Where is he? I can't see him.
Genghis oyster sauce.
Genghis oyster sauce.
He's got 2 channels.
And he's got Rocky Mountain oyster sauce.
That's the Colorado. That's the Colorado potion.
Yeah, something about. I mean, I
He's gonna make me an intro.
Good.
all right.
The floor is
So,
yours,
let's-
man.
Hey, you know what I was gonna ask? I wanted to ask Big Weavy. You know how I remember one time I was in Texas and they had this little county jail, bro. The county jail was so small, right? It looked like it was so small, bro. That it was probably
how small was it?
like 100 people inside. You know, 100 people in the population of the county jail. You know.
Oh, I think in Coleman, there's what was it? Coleman. There's more prisoners in the prison than the county, right? Baby.
Coleman has
Okay,
Coleman
yeah,
Low.
that's right, I
You guys
bet.
got
Well,
what, 2,000 or
it's-
3,000 inmates in the
No,
in the Low,
Coleman
right?
has like 8,000 inmates.
Oh my God!
I was in
Right.
Coleman, bro. I was in the
Oh, yeah?
USP Coleman.
Oh,
Yeah.
USP. No, I was in the medium and the low.
It was cool.
I
It
spent
was all right.
one day. I spent one day in the shoe in the USP.
All right,
Yeah,
gracias,
did
gracias.
you,
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
do all the time feds, the 20 years and stuff feds? Was that all feds?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I only did 13 years.
All feds though?
Yeah. Well, I mean, county, well, whatever, the year in the county in the U.S. Marshal holdover,
So
it's
Matt,
like-
you didn't get to self-surrender, I take it.
No, I had 6 passports when they caught me.
I think that's crazy, that, because, I think that's so crazy how, I hear it time and time again, people get busted by the feds, and then, they get sentenced, and they'll let you turn yourself into the prison. I think that's crazy.
Yeah, no, you got to come get me.
Yeah, that's my attitude. You want me, come and get me.
I guess
No.
Come
sometimes
get
it could
me.
be,
I ain't
it
showing that. Yeah,
it could be a little bit better though.
And I'm
Sometimes
going
if
to
you
make
turn
sure
yourself
the
in,
safe
you
is
get away with it.
loaded before I go in.
Yeah.
What's
Hey,
that?
I got
Adam?
an escape. Hey,
I'll always make sure
hey,
the
let me
safe is
tell you guys.
loaded.
I want to tell you guys a story, right? I got a story. For
Okay,
you
go
guys,
for
okay?
it.
Trip out on this. I was in state custody, right? I got busted for a pound of marijuana, right? and due to my record, they gave me 32 months with 80% in the state, right? So I ended up doing,
What state?
in California,
Okay.
right? So because you know how they before it was like I had a strike, so they used my strike, they double it
Yeah,
up,
they don't
and
like
then you bring
strikes. They don't like strikes in California.
yeah. So I had an aggravated felony, which made it a strike. So boom, they gave me 32 months, and I ended up doing 2 years. And then from there, once I was finished with my time, INS comes and gets me, so I get deported back to my country, right? So, but before they deport you, they take you to the feds, and then they give you more time, and then after you do the time, then they deport you, right? You know that, right?
Oh yeah, do the time, and then we'll kick you home. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So check it out. So I'm sitting in the county jail. I had already took 27 months. Yeah, I think I took 27 months already for the illegal entry, right? And this Paisa, he's trying to escape from jail. I'm like, man, well, you know what? Let's get out of here, you know? So we're trying to escape. The guy makes one of my partners, he makes a hole on top of the roof. He found a pipe. He found a pipe inside the restroom, and then he started making a hole on the roof, and he made a hole in the roof on the first layer, right? So I go inside there and I check it out, but he needed it. The other, you know, he still need to make another hole to get out. So I told the other guy, I was like, look, bro, he needs to go up in there and make another hole so we can actually get out of the facility, right? And dude's like, man, I think we should do it right now. I was like, man, if we do it right now, by the time we're done, we're not going to be able to, it's going to be daylight. I told him we should wait till tomorrow, right? But the Paisa, we were like, the setting we were at, we were in like it was a dorm setting. So the guys, the Paisas, they told on us, bro. They told on us instead of letting us.
Paisa. They did that.
No, yeah, yeah, the Paisas, they told on us. You know what's the crazy part? Instead of letting us escape, they told on us, bro. You know, and then they wanted to roll one of the guys that wanted to escape. He was a Paisa. They wanted to roll him up out of the tank, brother. You know what I'm saying? And I told them, nah, you guys ain't gonna roll him up, man. You know, you guys.
I'm glad we don't have dorms here. I'm so glad we don't have dorms here because, man, I'd be spending so much time in the hole.
Nah, I was just passing through there. You know what I mean? I was just passing through there. You know, like I was just gonna get sentenced and then I'm gone. But yeah, I was trying to escape. I caught an attempted escape and got 10 more months, bro, for that. Yeah, they told on us. Yep.
Yeah, because they snitched. If they didn't snitch, you would have got away.
Yeah, if they wouldn't have snitched, we would have got away. Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
That's messed up.
Hey, C-Dog, can you tell everybody what a Paisa is? A lot of people might be watching. They don't know what a Paisa is.
Oh, a Paisa is just a Mexican national that really, he's not a gang member. He's just a Paisa. You know what I mean? He's like, they're just Mexican Paisas, you know? Like, you got.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
I know what they are, but a lot of these guys out here.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they're just, Mexican nationals.
And then if you're Italian, they call you a paisano, and I know that's close to a Paisa, but it's different.
What is it, paisano?
Yeah, you know?
See, Adam, a paisano is an Italian guy, like a Goomba. A Goomba. You know what a Goomba is?
Never.
He's a fucking wise guy, huh?
You wise guy. What are you doing?
Fucking wise guy over
What is
here.
this? 20 fucking questions?
Yeah.
I get called a wise guy all the time.
What are you writing a book? What are you writing a book? Yeah.
What are you writing a book, huh?
Yeah.
A book on me now.
I'm just busting
too
your
many
top. You know what I'm
questions.
saying? Yeah. Right.
That's funny.
What are we doing?
The Irish. Huh?
What are we doing?
Gangish,
All right,
thank you for. I just want to say real quick. I want to say thanks to Gangish for agreeing to make that intro for me and that logo.
Oh, Genghis is back. Genghis, can you tell us what gang and ish and oyster and sauce all mean?
Well, let's see. Let me turn this air conditioner on. The initial company that I started was called Adaptive Multimedia. It was called Adaptive Multimedia, and the tagline was the evolution of media, right?
Yeah, I'll click onto that one. I mean, that's I get it.
Well, it sounded like it, right? You would think, here's the problem with those.
That was sarcasm.
they're generic. They're generic, and nobody could remember it. Everybody kept asking me, "What's that name? What's the name of your company? What's the name of your
so
company?"
Genghis oyster sauce is so much better.
Well, it evolved. This all evolved, right? So I started.
That's called evolution. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
I had my handle on Reddit was Rocky Mountain Oyster Sauce, and I happened to mention that one day because I also have another one that's hashtag Me Too. That's one of my handles on Reddit as well. But
I hate to say, but that somebody already claimed that.
Oh, they're all over the place. That's on Pokemon too. On Pokemon Go, that's me. Hashtag Me Too. So the point is that I happened to mention it one day. I said Rocky Mountain Oyster Sauce, and somebody giggled. They laughed and they liked it, and they were like, "That's what you should call your company." And so I ended up starting a Facebook page just to see how it would go. I started a Facebook page, Rocky Mountain Oyster Sauce, a business one, to see how it would go, and it worked. And so then I didn't really know what I was doing at the time. I'm searching out a lot of this stuff, just kind of figuring it out as I go. Yep. And so I ended up with different names for different avenues of what I'm doing. And I'm slowly consolidating everything now under what is just going to be Gangish. I've actually taken oyster sauce off of my videos. I forgot that it was on this. That's the only reason it's on this.
I've noticed that.
Yeah, it's slowly all coming off. So this is several different avenues all consolidating into one. But you have to do it slowly, because if you do it abruptly, people will get confused. You have to ease them into it.
I had to ask.
Yeah, that's a good way. That's a good way to do it.
I'm about to jump off here, gentlemen.
Yeah, my iPad's about to die.
Zach, you want to plug your channel before you go? Give us some final words.
He's got a good channel, Zach.
Life in Prison is the channel. I do realize that with having that name, whenever you do look it up, Life in Prison, there's probably about a million other things that fucking pop up.
A million and two.
It does.
A million and two.
It's hard to find.
Yeah. I guess the easiest way to find it would be Life After 5 Years in Prison, and it'll be like the first or second video that pops up, and there you go. The only ways look for it, and unless I get a million subscribers some fucking how, you know what I'm saying? So
hey
gotta
brother,
do what you gotta do, you know what I'm
Zach,
saying?
you're gonna blow up though. You're gonna blow up, Zach. I swear to God. I love your channel, and I don't know, I can't speak for everybody else, but Zach,
I'm gonna check you out.
I watched it all the way to the end.
Appreciate
and
that.
Matt, I watch your videos all the way to the end. Some of you guys, I'm sorry, I don't watch it all the way to the end, but
I'm gonna have to check out Matt. I haven't seen his
It's
videos
all right,
yet,
Sean.
so I'm gonna have to check that
You're
out,
on the
man.
first.
This
You're not worth it.
This is relevant. Before Homeboy leaves.
Inside True Crime.
Before Homeboy leaves, this is relevant. I should have told this part of the story. The reason I added oyster sauce to it was to delineate me from anything else that was called Gangish.
Okay, because you might look up Thug Life and gangs and all that kind of stuff.
If you look up
I get that.
Gangish, there's 57 rap videos and all kinds of nonsense and people yelling and screaming at each other.
Yeah, I don't know that world, but I know it exists. I know that world exists.
As soon as you plug in that extra word oyster, that's me. That's my avenue. And that's how I got noticed on YouTube. Okay. So you may want to attach something to your name. Life in Prison.
I got you.
Something else.
I got you.
That's
I appreciate that.
Hey Zach, I'm gonna put a link to everybody's channel here afterwards for everybody to click on. And Zach, thank you so much for coming on, because I know this is kind of special for you to come on a show like this. I love you for doing this, Zach. And I'll be watching all your videos, man. And everybody out there, you're going to watch Life in Prison, Zach. Look for the link later. But this guy, you don't want to miss his content, his channel. Zach is doing good things with his life. Thank you, Zach.
No problem. All right. Sea-Dog, Matt, Adam, and Gangish. All right. Y'all have a good one. All right. And I appreciate you letting me come, man. Hey, you guys have a good night.
All right.
Hey, Matt, I wanted to ask you now you're doing like interviews with people that aren't in your studio, because I saw your video how they were flaking on you, not showing up, this and that. but now they're coming on. How do you feel about that now that you're doing those kind of videos?
Well, it's way easier. When I talked to you, you told me to get StreamYard. It's way, even I could figure it out.
Yeah, it's so
Not hard. I figured if you could figure it out, how hard could it be?
Yeah, because you did a show with me last year, and you said, I don't normally do this, Sean, but I'll do it for you. And you came on, and we did Zoom. I didn't even know about Zoom, StreamYard back then. But yeah, I mean, it's way easier, and you can get people from all over the world.
Yeah, the StreamYard's pretty easy. I mean, it's pretty easy. So yeah, you can get more people. And I still had a guy fucking talk to me on the phone we texted back and forth. We talked on the phone several times, and 5 minutes before the interview, he just flaked out.
He flaked. Yeah,
well, you know what happened?
I just had a lawyer who was supposed to come on my show for the third time, and he flaked. And it was going to be on StreamYard. He was going to come in person, but he's like the Better Call Saul of Albuquerque. This guy was in and out of jails in his 20s. He was an MMA fighter, and he became a lawyer. And he's got this commercial, I'll fight for you, and like Better Call Saul. And he flaked on me for the third fucking time. And what are you gonna do? I mean, there's gonna be flakes. You know what I mean?
Well, this kid had not been sentenced yet, and I have a feeling he talked to his lawyer, and his lawyer told him not to do it because he said, "I have an issue with my lawyer." He said, "I'll get back with you," and I haven't heard from him, and that's fine. Like I understand.
I understand. I get guys call me all the time, but they don't want to come on the show. But I've probably got 20 interviews with guys that are on pretrial. Most of my subscribers now are doing time. I have 2,200 now. At least half of them are locked up right now. So,
Yeah, I got 191 subs now.
We're going to get you to 200 today. Hey, why don't you guys take a little time and talk about your channels, Matt? Promote your channel, and then you guys all take turns. Let's get you some subscribers.
I honestly I can't because my girlfriend's hungry.
Oh, okay.
And I'm I'm in this relationship for the long haul. I'm too old to find another one. So I got to start caring about what she thinks, which has not been the tactic I've been taking in the past. So
yeah, the older we get, though, the more we realize how we might be alone. Maybe I better keep this one.
Yeah, you might want to start taking her opinion into consideration when I make decisions. So
yeah, like I said, the last one I had I was going to marry, she ended up doing 29 years and snitched on me. You know, I think there's a lesson there.
Yeah, they some of them take that personally.
Yeah, you think?
You send one or two of them to prison.
Yeah,
they're gonna been out of shape about it.
I don't think we're gonna have a little like midnight rendezvous or anything like that. She. I tried to contact her when I was on pretrial, and she called my fucking pretrial officer, and they called me in the office, and they were almost gonna violate me for that because I messaged her her on Facebook. Yeah, she don't want to talk to me.
All right.
I ruined her life, guys. I ruined her life because she met me. She met me, and I ruined her life. The weasel suckered her into all my schemes, All
right, listen. It'll work out. I have to go.
All right, Matt. Thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate it, man.
All right.
Nice to meet you, Matt.
Yeah, nice to meet you. When are you doing this again?
I'm subscribed to your channel too, bro.
Awesome.
NC Dogs.
Yeah, subscribe to the channel. Yep.
Yeah, I just subbed right now. I didn't know. I just subbed to you and the other homeboy that was just on too.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Guys. So we'll end this video, but I want all you guys to promote your channel and say some last words to the world out there. So let's start with you, Adam, and then Sea-Dog, and then Genghis, and then we'll say goodbye.
Hey guys, my channel is called Australian Prison Stories. I talk about my time that I did here in Sydney, Australia. I spent 17 and a half years of my life in and out of prison. I upload videos twice a week, including go live every Wednesday. I've got 191 subs now. I'm trying to push to that 200 sub mark. So come over, check me out. You like what you see, please subscribe.
And Adam, there's a question for you or a comment for you. It says, yo, Adam, my cousin told me about the new prison, the Hunter Valley Correctional Center. It's an open plan prison, no cells. Everyone has a touchscreen TV that you can order your commissary from. Wow. You know what he's talking about, Adam?
No, that's a new one to me.
All right. Well, Jordan, subscribe to Adam's channel, Australian Prison Talk. All right.
I'll
Hey,
take that.
you
Yeah,
gonna
that's
put the
great.
link up or what?
Sea-Dog, final words, Sea-Dog.
My final words are, man, well, I'm out here in Mexico, deported. I go to church. We go out to the streets once a month. I talked to the pastor yesterday. He said he's got something new that we're gonna be doing. I guess we're gonna be going to the rehabs. We're gonna go to the rehabs once a month as well with the people there. We're gonna be doing services at the rehab. So that's something new that I'm gonna be doing as well, live on my channel. And I'll be doing lives out here as well, you know what I mean, out in public or whatnot, you know, doing live videos. My channel is the Sea-Dog Cooper Show podcast. I got 1,300 subscribers. I'm trying to get to about a couple million, you know.
Oh, yeah.
God blesses me, you know. But if you haven't subscribed, you know, subscribe to my channel and God bless, you know. I'm just trying to give back to the community. You know, that's all.
I just want to say to all the Larry Laughtons and Wes Watsons out there, we are a force now. We are a family of prison channels, and we're coming, guys. Watch out. We are coming.
Hey, I was looking for your Facebook. The Facebook. Remember you said you send me a request.
Yeah, you don't have an add friend on. I found your Facebook, but there's no add friend button, so you got to put that on there. It's
okay. I'm gonna fix it then.
Yeah, it's under your settings somewhere. You got a privacy setting where you don't want to have no friends. You don't want to.
Oh, okay. Man? I didn't even know that. I'm gonna fix it. Yeah, I'm gonna fix it. Okay.
All right, and then we'll add you. All right, Genghis Oyster Sauce. Final words.
My channel is Gangish. I'm at about 140 subs right now. Trying to go to the moon, of course. My channel is not necessarily a prison channel. I did a lot of time in prison, so there's a lot of prison content. But technically, it's not really a prison channel. It's more like my artwork, I guess. It's my art. It's what I create. And right now, what I create is what I see, what the remnants of my past, a lens of the remnants of my past. And that happens to do with a lot of gang shit and a lot of prison shit and a lot of drugs and rehab and shit like that. So that's where I kind of land in this genre.
All right. Hey, guys, I want to do this every month like I did last month, but football, it's going to be football season, so I'm not going to do Sundays. We'll do Saturdays. So the first Saturday of next month, you guys are all invited again. I hope you guys can make it. I promoted like a week ahead like I've been doing. If you check out our message board on Facebook, and, I send out promos all week long. I love you guys for coming on. Thank you so much. And, we'll see you all next month, hopefully. But I'm going to see you guys on your live videos and all that stuff during the next month. So I want to thank you guys again for coming on. It means a lot. It means a lot to me, guys. All right. And we're international. We got Mexico, Australia, all kinds of states in America.
Oh, yeah.
So we are a force now, guys. We are a force. We're a family of prison channels, and we're coming for you, Larry Lawton, with your 2 million subscribers. Watch out.
That's right. Hey, we're coming, like you said. Hey, we're gonna be a force to be reckoned with. We're coming together. We're worldwide now. You know what I'm saying? Watch out.
Yeah, we're a car. We're a car. Watch out, man.
Watch out.
Hey, Sea-Dog, I just want to say real quick that I enjoy watching your videos, bro.
All right. Oh yeah, thank you. I appreciate you. Yes, indeed.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me on, Sean.
Doing a live tonight? Anybody doing a live tonight?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it live later on tonight. Yeah, I'm going live. Yes,
I go to bed at 9 o'clock, man. So it's
okay.
Gonna be late
I try to do it before you go to sleep. All right.
I've got a live stream scheduled for this Wednesday at 11:35 Australian Eastern Standard Time. You'll see it up on my channel.
Okay. I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming on, and I'll catch you this week. Thanks, guys.
See you guys. Bye.